We're going to look at linear inequalities today. You'll notice that it's like the equation of a line, only instead of an equal sign, we have a greater than sign. So first we're going to start with the solutions. If you look, I have 3 points here, 0, 1, 4, negative 1, and 2, 1, and we're going to see if any of those are solutions. There are actually many, many solutions to linear inequalities. So if we check 0, 1, what we're going to do, you'll have this in your homework, is we plug in 0 for x and 1 for y. And then we do our math and see if it's true. So we have 2 times 0 is 0, plus 3 times 1 is 3. It's greater than or equal to 5. That is not a true statement, so 0, 1 is not a solution. Now we'll move to 4, negative 1. So we plug in 4 and we plug in negative 1. It's greater than or equal to 5. 2 times 4 is 8, minus 3 is greater than or equal to 5. We get 5 is greater than or equal to 5. Now it's not greater than, but it is equal to. This symbol here means it could be greater than or it could be equal to. It's actually impossible to be both. So since it is equal to 5, this is a solution. And then we'll move to 2, 1. I plug in 2, and then I plug in 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 3 times 1 is 3, greater than or equal to 5. 7 is greater than or equal to 5. 7 is greater than 5, so 2, 1 is also a solution. So if you're asked to check if you have solutions, you should just plug them in and see if you get a true statement. Now let's talk about graphing. We just finished graphing lines, and you guys knew about that. So you have y equals mx plus b, you do the slope, you do the y-intercept, and you graph your line. Linear inequalities are very, very much similar, except now, besides just graphing a line, we have to do some shading. Hopefully you remember shading from before. So let's start with y is greater than or equal to negative 2. Remember when we have y equals negative 2, it's a special line. And what's happening is no matter what x is, y is always 2. So we get these points here. Y is always negative 2 no matter what x is. And I want to put a line there. But I can't put a line there because this is saying it's just less than. It's not also equal to. And since it's not also equal to, we can't have a line. What we do instead is we put a dotted line in there saying, it's just like having an open circle. It's saying we start there, but it's not exactly that. And then we're saying y is less than. So if I look at the line, y values are smaller when we go down. So that's where I'm going to do my shading. I hope you remember your shading from previous years. All right, let's do the next one. The next one says x is less than or equal to 1. So here, there is no y value. Y can be anything, and x is always equal to 1. So we put our points, we put our points in there. Y is always equal to 1. No matter where we are, and y can be anything, x is always equal to 1. In this one, you'll notice that there's that little line underneath. That means it's also equal to. So I put a solid line in there, meaning I'm including the line. When it's dotted, it means I'm starting there, but I can't include that line. And then it's saying x is smaller, and x values are smaller if we go to the left. So we shade that in on the left side of our red line. That includes all this space in here. Shade all of it. And that would be our graph. Okay, let's get on to the real lines. So next we have, I'm tired of red. Let me change the color here. Let's see. There we go. All right, so now we have y is less than or equal, or just less than 2x. Now you notice there's a y and an x, so this is not a special line, it's typical. We start at our axis, wrong subject. We start at the y-intercept, which is 0, because if I need something I have to put plus 0 there. So we have 0. My slope is 2, which is 2 over 1, so I go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, and then I go down the other way, down 2 to the left 1. Okay, now I want to draw my line, but I need to look and check. Now there's no line underneath, so it's going to be a dotted line. And now for the shading. I know some people get really confused about the shading when the line is slanted. So if we look at this, this is saying that y is less than. So look at our line. Here we have our line. Take your line and look at the y-axis. Look at the y-intercept and say, okay, when are points smaller than that point right there? And they're smaller when we go down. So if you look, the side that I have the red dot on now is the side I'm going to shade. So we shade here. So a lot of times when I do this, I will take and I'll draw a line down, an arrow down, and then shade on the side that has the arrow. And we'll fill that in. All right, next one. Uh-oh, we have a problem here. Apparently, we have a problem because, oh, there we go. Okay, now let's try the next one. Okay, now this next one, you'll notice, has 2x minus 5y is greater than or equal to 10. We're going to have to do some work there because in order to graph this, I need it to be y equals. We're not going to do intercepts here. So I need to move the 2x over. So we have negative 5y is greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 10. And then divide everything by negative 5. And now here comes your rules about dividing by negatives. If you divide by a negative, you have to switch the sign. So we'll switch the sign here. It's okay that we have a fraction 2/5 x. And then 10 divided by negative 5 is minus 2. So my y-intercept is negative 2. My slope is 2/5, so I go up 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's my point. Up 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my next point. I'm going to go the other way, down 2 to the left 5, and down 2 to the left 5. And now it's graphing time, so I need to either do solid or dotted. Now it's still got that line underneath, so this is going to be a solid line. And then it says y is less than. So I go to my y value, my y-axis. It's less than when I go down, so I'm going to shade below. And there's the graph of this one. All right, let's do the next one. We only have 2 left and we're done with this video. All right. Now we're looking at the next one, 4x plus 2y is greater than or equal to 8. Once again, I need to get it so that I have y equals, or y is greater than, or whatever it ends up being here, minus 4x from both sides. 2y is greater than or equal to negative 4x plus 8. Divide everything by 2. Y is greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 4. So notice I kept the sign because I didn't divide by a negative. And so now I have a y-intercept of 4. My slope is negative 2 over 1, so I go down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1. It's a negative slope, and my line is going down, which is good. Now I'm going to go up 2 to the left 1. It's going to be a solid line because there's a line underneath my greater than sign. So draw the solid line, and it's saying y is bigger. Right here it's saying y is bigger. So I go to the y-axis. Y values are bigger if I go up. So that's the side I need to shade on. Alrighty. One more line, one more inequality, I guess I should say, to graph. Let me erase what I have here. Alright, for this last one I need to get, again, y by itself, so I move the 3x over. Negative y, that negative is still there, minus 3x plus 3. And I'm going to divide by a negative 1 everywhere. So y, I divided by a negative, so I need to switch the sign. I get 3 over 1x minus 3. So my y-intercept is negative 3. My slope is up 3 over 1. Down 3 to the left 1. And it's going to be a dotted line because it says y is just greater than, it's not equal to, so it's a dotted line. And y is greater than when I go up, so I shade on that side. And there's my graph. As long as I get rid of this little part right here, there's my graph. Oh, never mind. I lied. I thought we were going to be done, but here I have a word problem. All right, so you have $200 to spend on CDs and music videos. CDs cost $10 each and music videos cost $15. So write an inequality and graph it. All right, so I'm going to just kind of go fast here. Let's say that X is the number of CDs and Y is the number of videos. Then to figure out the price, a CD costs $10, so I'm going to say 10X plus. A video costs $15, so it's 15Y. Now, when you take the whole cost and add it together, you can't spend more than $200 because you only have $200. So if we look at this, this is how much you're spending. That needs to be less than $200 or equal to $200. So there it is. Now we're supposed to graph that. So I'm going to move the 10x over. So now I have 15y is less than or equal to negative 10x plus 200. Divide by 15. So I have y is less than or equal to negative. Now if I reduce that, that's 2/3 x plus, let's see, what do we got? 15 goes in there once, that's 50. That would be 3 times with a 5 left over, 13 1/3. All right, so let's graph that. I'm going to give us the y-axis here, the x-axis here. I need to go up to 13 1/3, which is a little bit difficult. Let me make it bigger so I can get in there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is 13 right here, and 1/3 would be about right there. My slope is negative 2/3. So I'm going to go down 2 and then over 1, 2, 3. And you'll notice that my point is still above the line a little bit. Down 2 over 1, 2, 3. Down 2 over 1, 2, 3. So I'm never really on the grid. 1, 2, 2, 3. Down 2, 1, 2, 3. Down 2, 1, 2, 3. Now let's see. The inequality said that it was less than or equal to. So as I do this, I'm going to put a solid line, and then it's less than, which is below, so I'm going to shade in here. And let me point something out. You'll notice I don't have any graphing down here or over here. So I don't have anything over here or over here. And the reason for that is because you can't have a negative number of CDs or a negative number of videos. So everything needs to be right in here. Now, the rest of the problem said to give 3 real-life examples. So, anything in the shaded area is an example. So here I have a point right there. This is x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 CDs and 3 videos. Okay, where else can I put one? I could put one right here. I get 1 CD and 1 video. I could put one right here where I get 0 CDs and 10 videos. And you could pick anything in the shaded area. And if your line ends up like right there on a dot or on the grid, you can pick that spot also.